Welcome back, student. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss about orthogonal coordinate system. Now in the previous lecture we have talked about vector calculus, we have gone through the dot product, cross product, some of the concepts of vector calculus which are required for us for the upcoming syllabus. That thing we already discussed. Today we will be focusing more on orthogonal coordinate system. What is the meaning of orthogonal coordinate system? That first we will look after, and then we will go for Cartesian coordinate system. Now see, the first thing, why we need to study a coordinate system. Let's say I need to find a location of any point P whose coordinates are, let's say, x comma y comma z in a three-dimensional space. We all are comfortable with plotting a two-dimensional place just like xy coordinate, and we can plot it easily. But when it comes to three-dimensional, let's find, if someone asks you, let's find the point P whose coordinates are x comma y comma z, how to locate that point. Once we locate that point, if someone asks you what is the position vector of that point P, we already know position vector means distance from origin. So we will draw one line joining from point O to point P, and we'll calculate that position vector. The procedure we already know. Now when we are studying this particular subject of electromagnetics, we are more interested in fields. As you already know, electric field, you might have heard about that, magnetic field. Now how their orientation in the space, that we need to understand. If we need to understand their orientation in the space, we must know how the coordinate systems are oriented. So this is very important for us to understand the coordinate system. And as far as this syllabus is concerned and electromagnetic subject is concerned, we are talking about orthogonal coordinate system. The meaning of orthogonal coordinate system means that when we find the angle between any two axes, it is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, and this is also 90 degree. So the angle between any two axes you take, it is exactly equal to 90 degrees. Now orthogonal coordinate system plays an important role. Once we know that the two axes, the angle between the two axes is 90 degree, x and y, y and z, z and x, anyways, then we'll try to understand what are the things that we need to understand for plotting a point. Now to understand Cartesian coordinate system, see, I have three coordinates, let's say x comma y comma z. Their orientation is important. See, x to y, y to z. We are going in the counterclockwise direction. Someone can ask me why this is not x, this is not y, this is not z. There are certain conventions that we need to follow, because when we try to understand the dot product and cross product, there is a right hand rule comes into the picture that we have not discussed it. But see, whenever we are talking about Cartesian coordinate system and orthogonal Cartesian coordinate system, see, this is x, this is y, and this is z. So here onwards our convention will be the x axis will be axis coming towards you, y axis will be the axis going in the right hand side direction of you, and z axis is going in the upward direction. Now if these three axes are oriented in such a way, there must be certain unit vectors. You already know the concept of unit vector. Unit vector is the vector whose magnitude is 1 and whose direction is in the direction of x. So ax bar is the unit vector in the x direction, ay bar is the unit vector in y direction, and az bar is the unit vector in the z direction. So these are the unit vectors in the respective x, y and z axis. You might have represented it in the mathematics as I bar, j bar and k bar, or simply I, j, k. But from here onwards we will follow the convention where ax bar, ay bar and az bar will denote the unit vector in the positive direction of, this is word is important, in the positive direction of x, y and z respectively. See, if I have drawn this x, y, z axis certain like this, so this must be x axis in the negative direction. So if I try to draw it something like this, can you imagine? Let's say x axis is a line coming towards you, and a plane of board or plane of wall or plane of laptop where we are looking at this particular video, the x axis is coming towards you, the negative x axis will be going inside the plane of paper, plane of wall or plane of your laptop. Similarly, y axis, if it is on the right hand side, so this I will denote first of all by minus x. This is plus y on your right hand side, then minus y. If I try to draw in this direction, here is minus y direction. Similarly, z, if it is z plus z direction is going upward way, then in the downward direction I can find the negative z. So if this is if these are the axes plus x minus x plus y plus z and minus z, there must be plane containing it. So we'll try to understand that particular thing. So we'll be focusing right now on the Cartesian coordinates. So let's say a point P is represented as x comma y comma z as illustrated in figure, the ranges of the coordinates in x and y z. So someone asked me what will be the value of range from x. So x may range from minus infinity, because we already know the minus x is going in this direction, plus x is going in this direction. So if we see, so x-axis is increasing from plus infinity to minus infinity, y-axis is also extending from plus infinity to minus infinity. Similar is the case with the z-axis. Now if someone asks me what will be the limits of x, y and z respectively, so the limits of x comma y comma z will be from minus infinity to plus infinity. Now if you can see, if I want to find the planes, let's say y and z axis forms one yz plane, x and y forms xy plane, and y and z from x and z forms xz plane. Similar to that, minus x and plus y, minus x and plus z, minus y and plus z, minus y and plus x, minus z and plus y, minus z and x. So such a 6 faces can be formed, and you can understand Cartesian coordinate system by understanding simple cubical structure. A cubical structure may be a structure of a room where you are sitting in right now. It may be a structure of box which you use to keep a goods. So it is having 6 faces, 6 surfaces. Yes, and if I understand one of the corner on the bottom left or bottom right, anyways you can consider as origin, then you can understand those xy plane, xz plane and yz plane respectively. So if I want to find the limits of x will be from minus infinity to plus infinity, limits of y and z will be same. So if a point P is given to me, which is having the coordinates ax comma ay comma az. Now if someone asks me what will be the position vector of this point P, if this vector, I call this particular vector as vector a bar, and someone asks me what will be the coefficient, so it will be ax minus 0 ax bar. Why ax bar? Because capital small ax bar, small ay bar and small az bar are the unit vector in the positive direction of x, y and z respectively. So capital Ax minus 0 ax bar, then plus ay minus 0, because origin is having a coordinate 0 comma 0 comma 0. So ay minus 0 small ay bar and az minus 0 small az bar. So any point in the Cartesian coordinate system will have this ax, ay and az. What is this capital Ax, capital ay and capital az? These are coefficients of point P, ax, ay and az. So if someone asks you how certain point or certain vector is represented in the Cartesian coordinate system, now I am not talking in terms of I, j and k. So capital A bar will be represented as capital X small ax bar plus capital Ay small ay bar plus capital Az small az bar. These basic things are, once these basic things are clear, then we will carry forward our discussion for the next coordinate system, where we will try to understand how the point can be represented by in the a certain other coordinate system. Those coordinate system are also orthogonal coordinate system. So right now we'll stop our discussion at the Cartesian coordinate system till this point, and you can see here this triangle also for understanding a vector concept. So if I draw a vector here, so it will be ax bar, ay bar and az bar, whether these are the coefficients of point, any point P or any point A you can consider, no problem about it. Okay, so we'll stop our discussion, and in the next lecture we'll see about circular cylindrical coordinate system and how to represent a point in that particular thing. So till then, stay home, stay safe and keep learning. Thank you very much.